are not cheap. Then the fine adjustment knob, that's when you use that to tweak your focus, okay? Because my eyes are not the same as your eyes, okay? Again, the fine adjustment knob, you're going to use that on the high power, okay? Now, something I want to point out here is this little thing right here, okay? That is the diaphragm knob. Now, the diaphragm, just like if any of you guys are photographers, it allows the amount of light to go through the slide. So notice what I'm doing with my hands. It will allow a small amount of light or a large amount of light. Okay, if for some reason you look through this right here and it is like super bright, all you need to do is go back down here to the diaphragm knob and adjustment. It's a little slide, and you just slide it. There are some type of compound light microscopes that have a knob that you flip and it has numbers on it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and again, it's the same idea. It just allows the amount of light to come in and out. So that's up to you as to how much light you want to go through your specimen. Okay, then you'll notice that there's the light source there on the bottom, and finally the base. Now remember, when you are carrying these microscopes back to where they need to be stored, you hold one hand holds the arm and the other hand holds up underneath the base, because we need to make sure that these do not get damaged. Okay. Now that, whoops, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Let me erase this. Okay. Remember to make sure that you are writing down any questions that you may have during this time, okay? So the next thing that I want to point out to you is we've talked about focusing these. Remember, if you have a thick slide, not to use the high-powered objective lens. Okay, you are going to have to draw the specimens. Remember, we can't get to doing these fun labs if you don't understand the basics of this, so make sure that you review the parts of the microscope. You will be having a quiz over this information. Okay, now the thing that I want to get to you right here is the wet mount slide. We will be doing a wet mount slide in class. I'm going to give you a blank slide, and what you're going to do is put a drop of water in it. You're going to place your specimen on it. We could even have a drop of pond water that might have some things in it. And then you just put your slide top on it. Okay? And then we may do the staining of the slide. For instance, if we are going to look at our cheek cells. Okay? Now what I want you to do is, if you'll go back up here where it says quiz yourself on naming the parts of the microscope. This will be very indicative of your quiz. So again, tap on that, quiz yourself on naming the parts. You'll notice here that it has the little blue dots. Tap on those little blue dots and you should be able to answer those just like I did there, the eyepiece, and boom, it is correct. Okay, so let's take that back. Let's look at this question here. The question says, what type of microscope would be best to use to look at the outside of a cell? Go ahead and answer that. Okay. And now that, that was the only question I wanted for this one. Okay. And now that you are done with that one, if you will please answer this poll for me. Do you feel like you are prepared to do a microscope lab now? Go ahead and answer that. And then if you will please go ahead and give this lesson a rating, I would greatly appreciate that, so I can make sure that I make any corrections or modifications to this lesson. And I really appreciate you guys paying attention, and thank you very much.